Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Does Patrick Mahomes want the Chiefs to draft Boston College wide receiver Zay Flowers? We'll start today's show with that topic. A lot of wide receiver discussion around this team right now. This is interesting because the Chiefs added a last-minute private workout with the BC product as he thought he was done with his draft visits. Here's Adam Schefter from yesterday. He said that Zay Flowers, Mel Kiper's number 10 overall prospect, is in Texas today to work out with Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes at the request of the team. Flowers believed his pre-draft process was over after visiting the Titans on Tuesday until the Chiefs called and asked him to meet up today with Mahomes. That's pretty interesting. I mean, when you have this schedule of visits, typically one doesn't pop up last minute like this. So it makes me wonder, did Mahomes or someone on the Chiefs offensive staff watch a little film on this guy? I was like, we should bring him in, have him run a few routes. Or did something else happen? Did someone kind of get in the Chiefs' ear like, hey, you should take a look at this guy? Maybe a scout saw something last minute that they thought was worth looking into. Obviously, adding a receiver has been something that has been discussed a lot with this organization. I like Zay Flowers quite a bit. Had a big season last year, 12 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. One could argue he's one of the best pure route runners in this class, if not the best route runner. Now, a little undersized. I don't know how many outside snaps he's going to take in the NFL, but the Chiefs have had a lot of success with these smaller, shiftier guys in recent years. Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. Now they've got Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore. They like these type of guys that get a lot of separation, and that is what Zay Flowers does consistently. More thoughts on this in a moment, but this is why you subscribe. When big topics come out around the Chiefs, we're discussing them here on the channel. So hit that sub button, turn on notifications. Draft is almost here, and we're going to be your hub for Chiefs coverage during the NFL draft. So don't miss any of it. Latest news and rumors coming at you here on a daily basis on the Chiefs Report. Turn on those noties as well. Okay, you look at the depth chart here. Again, this team has good depth, right? Like, your top 5 receivers with Toney, MVS, Sky Moore, Watson, and Richie James, they can all play, but you still could use another top-flight type of guy. I don't know if Zay Flowers is a plug-and-play number 1 receiver as a rookie, but I do think he's a guy who can play a lot of snaps and, be better than a guy like Sky Moore was as a rookie. We had huge expectations for him, and he was kind of just okay. Came on late in the year, had a touchdown in the Super Bowl, which was nice, but I think he's more explosive than Sky Moore too, which I find very fascinating potential-wise for this offense. Dane Brugler, one of my favorite draft analysts, had this to say about Flowers. He said, overall, Flowers is undersized and doesn't have an ideal skill set for outside work, but he is a savvy and sudden competitor with the play speed and route pacing to create space. He projects as an early NFL starter who is at his best in the slot. And Brugler's not even as high on Flowers as some of the other draft analysts. He's got him as like a fringe first-round, second-round grade. A lot of other guys think he could go top 15, top 20, though. You look at where the Chiefs sit with their draft picks in round 1 at number 31 overall. I'll be honest, I don't think he gets to 31. This isn't a great wide receiver class, but I think a lot of teams like Flowers. Mel Kiper's got him as his 10th prospect. I'm not saying Kiper's the end-all, be-all. In fact, I'm critical of a lot of his analysis, but if a guy who's been doing it for 30 years has him as a top 10 player, pretty good chance he's not going to fall to 31 based on that track record. So what do you guys think? Should the Chiefs draft Zay Flowers even if they have to trade up for him? Y for yes, in for no. I don't know how far I'd move up, like maybe mid-20s. You probably have to jump the Giants at 25, go get them at 24 to select the Boston College receiver. So I might sit back and wait. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Y for yes or in for no. Let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins some more. There's obviously been a lot of discussion around him this offseason, both around the Chiefs and other teams as well. He was also working out with Patrick Mahomes in Texas, so that's interesting. But I wouldn't just overthink what that could mean because Texas is like just the workout hub now, it seems, for NFL players in the offseason. They all just kind of come down here to DFW and get some work in, and Mahomes has never been shy of working out with players in the NFL, and obviously with Hopkins having a trade request out there and the Cardinals allowing him to seek a trade, this is not, some major tampering situation or something like that. I do think Hopkins wants to be a Chief, though. I mean, he did that exercise on that podcast a few days ago where the host said, don't verbally respond, but kind of give me a emoji facial remark, if you will, on these 4 teams. And when he was asked about the Chiefs, he kind of gave that like side wink thing going on where he's like, yeah, I'd like to play with Mahomes. So who wouldn't? I mean, you're going to compete for Super Bowls year in and year out. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. I would like to get Hopkins here. I think he would by far be the second best receiver Mahomes has ever played with, behind only Tyreek Hill. And definitely as a true, like, physical outside guy, the best receiver he's ever played with in that regard. Even though he's 31, even though he has had some injury problems the last couple of years, when he's healthy and engaged, I still think he's a top 10, top 15 receiver in this league. And if you put him in this offense, it might be over for the rest of the league. I'm not going to lie. Fill in the blank for us. DeAndre Hopkins will play for the blank in 2023. Will it be the Chiefs? Will it be the Cardinals? Will it be the Bills? Will it be someone else? Predict it for us. Fill in the blank. What team will Hopkins play for next year? And guys, the NFL draft is 1 week from tonight, and it is not too late to get your Chiefs draft hats. These will still ship in time if you order them tonight. So pick one up, chatsports.com/Chiefs draft hats. Plenty of styles available. You got the snapbacks, the flat bills. You also got more of the curved bill style if that is your flavor as well. Chatsports.com/Chiefs draft hats. Fitted, non-fitted, whatever your style is, we've got them available. That link is in the description and comments of this video. Guess what? Another receiver, Quentin Johnston, he's also been working out with Mahomes in Texas. Well, he played at TCU, so not as big of a surprise, as a lot of these workouts have just been at the TCU practice facilities, as a lot of NFL guys go over there to work out. There's a photo of Johnston catching a pass from Mahomes earlier this week. I think the Chiefs, the point is, they're doing their due diligence on these receivers. They're trying to figure out who they want to add. A dream for me is if Johnston fell to 31, because we've talked about his size and speed combination, yards after the catch, why it is appealing to me to get a player like that on this offense, because they haven't really had that before. You got Marquez Valdes-Scantling, but he's kind of just a deep threat. Johnston can do that, but he's also a guy you can get the ball to in space, and he'll give you some yak, despite being a bigger guy as well. Got better each and every year in college. A big play machine, averaged over 20 yards per catch his first year, almost 20 his second year. Even on higher volume this past year was still well over 17 yards per catch. He can generate those big plays down the field, but again, he can take those quick slants, those tunnel screens, and make people miss and get 20-plus yard chunks that way as well. Obviously, it won't be as easy to do that in the NFL, but I do think some of that will still be in his game. So pick a receiver for us. We've talked about 3 of them on today's show. Type ZF for Zay Flowers, DH for DeAndre Hopkins, or QJ for Quentin Johnston. Obviously, Hopkins is the most proven, but he's got a big contract and he's 31 years old. So if you had to pick someone, go ahead and do that down below. All right, let's talk real quick about the signing of Blaine Gabbert. I did a YouTube short on it, but just following up on it here. 1-year contract with the Chiefs. Veteran backup with experience. He's been around for 11 years. Former first-round pick out of the University of Missouri, so get that local flair back as well. Listen, you lose Chad Henne, and obviously you've got to replace him in free agency or in the draft. Shane Buechele's in the mix as well. I did think that they would add somebody, and Blaine Gabbert wasn't really on my radar, to be honest, but that is who they have added. 51 career touchdown passes, 47 picks. He's clearly a backup, never worked out as a starter in the NFL. Does this mean that he's for sure the backup? Will Shane Buechele get an opportunity? I think for now, I'll pencil in Gabbert as the backup, but I'll be curious to see if there's a true competition there. What does it mean for the third-year quarterback, former undrafted player in Buechele? I know the Chiefs like him. They've carried him on the 53 as a number 3 quarterback. It's not like they don't like him at all. Some teams don't carry 3, but I do think they wanted a little bit more security, a veteran, a guy who's been around. So I do think Buechele could win this job. Like the last couple of years, he didn't really get that chance with Chad Henne, but with Gabbert coming in first year on the team, I do think that he will at least get an opportunity, but got to take a step forward, got to be more consistent. That's been Buechele's problem when he's gotten reps, and especially those preseason snaps. Makes a lot of nice throws, but then he'll force one into coverage, and it'll get picked off. A little bit too much of a gunslinger for a backup. All right, who's going to be the backup next year? Who wins that job? Type BG for Blaine Gabbert or SB for Shane Buechele. In a perfect world, Buechele wins it because he's in his early mid-20s, and he could be a long-term backup here, but we'll see what happens. I'd give Gabbert the edge for now, but a lot of time between now and week 1. All right, folks, subscribe to the channel. Coverage heating up before the NFL draft next Thursday. We're going to have you covered on everything between now and then, so subscribe. Turn on those notifications. We'll see you guys soon here on the Chiefs Report.